The lower traps are one of those heavily neglected muscles. Can you name an exercise you're doing right now that targets it? If not, that's okay, and that's why you want to watch this video. For most, the upper and mid trap tend to get a ton of attention, but the lower is left out in the cold. This is an area of interest as a lot of the time people can experience pain in this mid back area, and some of the exercises we are going through in this video can help with that. But even if you have no pain, there's no reason not to be working this area, as it can be great for general posture as well. We are going to go through the best way to stretch it, and if you're feeling particularly tight in this area, then this is definitely one to get on the exercises for, because a lot of the time a muscle becomes tight because it's weak. So working on strengthening can help solve this problem longer term, rather than just stretching over and over, only for it to keep tightening back up. We'll go through the strengthening exercises first, of which we have 5 variations, and then the single best stretch you can do which targets it perfectly. Now there's compound exercises that will hit this area, such as pull-ups and even deadlifts. However, we are going to be talking about the more specific exercises you can do to hit it more directly. Exercise 1 is on a shallow incline bench. This is the classic and a great way to target it. Lay down on an incline bench with your head just over the edge, but lifted, not just resting it down, and your toes on the floor. Then with your thumbs up, so they'll be facing the ceiling, lift your arms up above your head more into a wide position. Have a slight hold and then slowly lower. You can progress this by adding weight. This will be really light to start with and gradually work to build things up. If you go too heavy, other areas will start taking over. So make sure you're able to keep the control and get used to the movement and then start working to build it up. Exercise 2 is seated cables. So on a cable machine, you can do it sat up on a bench, then holding 2 individual cables, pulling them back into that wide position. Have your thumbs pointing backwards to put your shoulders into a nicer position, and have a slight hold and then return. The main aim of this action of the lower trap is to depress the shoulder blades. So when doing this one and the next 2, really focus on bringing the shoulder blades down and together, almost like trying to pull the shoulder blade down to the opposite glute as you're contracting. Exercise 3 is standing cables. This will be very similar action to the seated one. This will create more of a demand for the whole body though, keeping the core engaged and making sure not to overextend it at the lower back. So great if one wants to work more of the body and get more tension throughout, but do the seated if one wants to be more targeted. Exercise 4 is a wide press. So using a rope, do a face pull, but then pressing up. You can do this one standing or seated, also with the same differences as mentioned for the previous 2, but a great way to do this is on a normal seated row. Get a rope and then going into a face pull, stop at the end position and then press it overhead. Return down slowly and controlled and then press back up. Exercise 5 is a really nice way to do this body weight beyond just a standard face down wise, and is doing the downward dog. You have to modify the position slightly, so have the hands slightly further apart and don't worry about the leg stretch here, just bend the knees. You then want to push the hands forward or keeping them set, add the resistance, and actively working to feel that lower trap doing the work. Come in and out of the movement, so doing it for reps. So there's the strengthening exercises you can do, but what about the best way to stretch it? Well, what you can do for this is sit on the floor, put your hands behind your back, and then relax your shoulders, so letting your shoulder blades travel upwards. And the side you wanted to stretch, then allow that shoulder to travel forward and put more weight down onto that side. And you should start to feel that stretch in the lower trap. Play around with the position here until you find the position working best for you, and then go further into it to maximize the stretch. And if you want in a gym program with lower trap training already programmed in, then we have that for you. The link is in the description.